Salve omnes. Today we will be learning from Chapter 10 of Wheelock, which includes the IO verbs of the third conjugation and fourth conjugation verbs. IO verbs of the third conjugation are exactly like all other third conjugation verbs, except the fact that their first person singular ends in IO, not just O. Just like other third conjugation verbs, it has a short ERE in the infinitive, but uses an I as its stem vowel in the present. The only present form in which third IO verbs differ from regular third conjugation verbs is the third person plural. It keeps the I in addition to the U. Therefore, the conjugation of capio capere, a third IO verb, is capio in the first person singular, capis in the second person singular, capit in the third person singular, capimus in the first person plural, capitis in the second person plural, and capiunt in the third person plural. Fourth conjugation verbs all end with IO in the first person singular, but unlike verbs in the third and third IO conjugations, the infinitive has a long IRE. This I is then reflected in the forms, making long I the stem vowel for these verbs. It is also like third IO verbs in that the I sticks around in the third person plural. In this way, it declines as seen on your screen with the example of audio audire. Audio in the first person singular, audis in the second person singular, audit in the third person singular, audimus in the first person plural, auditus in the second person plural, and audiunt in the third person plural. Third IO verbs and fourth conjugation verbs decline exactly like each other, the imperfect and future. In both these tenses, the I sticks around before the endings. This includes the long E in both conjugations. Thus, capio capere in the imperfect conjugates as follows: capiebam in the first person singular, capiebas in the second person singular, capiebat in the third person singular, capiebamus in the first person plural, capiebatis in the second person plural, and capiebant in the third person plural. As I mentioned before, verbs in the third and fourth conjugation do not use the bo, bis, bit endings in the future. Instead, they use s, et, etc. Therefore, the conjugation of audio audire in the future is as follows: audiam in the first person singular, audies in the second person singular, audiet in the third person singular, audiemus in the first person plural, audietis in the second person plural, and audient in the third person plural. The story in this chapter's worksheet is again written by Cicero. This time it's from one of his philosophical works, De Amicitia, or About Friendship. Among Cicero's 60 speeches and 900 letters, we also have 8 books of philosophy, most of which are fragmentary. Because these works were written for a political purpose, we can't be sure if they actually represent Cicero's true opinions on things. Within these philosophical writings, Cicero tried to use philosophy to bring about political goals. Because the center for philosophy at this time was Greece, this mostly consisted of translations of famous Greek philosophical works into Latin, though a few of his philosophical compositions, like De Amicitia, are mostly original. Well, that's all for this video. Be sure to start working on your worksheet for this chapter. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Salve omnes.